Good afternoon and welcome to the Blythewood Town Council meeting. Today is Monday, August 25th of the year 2025. The time is 6 p.m. Ms. Durst, would you please call the roll, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Councilwoman Page? Here. Councilman Brock? Here. Councilwoman Fritz? Here. Councilman McHenrick?
Here.
Mayor Griffin?
Here, thank you. Was the meeting posted according to state law, ma'am?
Yes, sir, it was.
Thank you. We are at the point of approving the agenda this afternoon. I do have one recommendation, actually two. One is to move executive session to item 2. Item 2, I would just make a notion of that being the Awareness Month, and I will be presenting that on site later this week. I'll be looking for a motion to entertain those two changes to the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Thank you, sir. Motion made. Motion made. Looking for a second.
Second.
Motion seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it. At this time, join myself to conduct the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation this afternoon. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in the word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this afternoon. We'll thank you for our safe travels here. We also thank you in advance for safe travels back to our final destination. I ask that you lead and guide us as leaders this afternoon for the town, for the citizens. Continue to protect our first responders and our military, domestic and abroad. And we ask all these things in your name. We pray. Amen. Any council member remarks to my right, starting first? Hearing none. To my left, any remarks? All right, thank you. Just one remark for myself at item G. We will be doing tomorrow the public safety money that was in the last year's fiscal budget. We finally got some dates together with both the fire chief and the sheriff jointly so we could do it all at one time. We will be doing a slight little ceremony to honor those first responders in this community. And Carolina Wings and Pub, Blythewood Wings and Pub, I still say Carolina. Blythewood Wings and Pub will be providing lunch to those responders. Members of council received the email and you all are invited. Please do attend if your schedules allow. Next on the agenda is Town Administrator remarks. Mr. Driggers, welcome back to the United States.
Thank you, sir. Considering your need to move executive session up, if it's council's desire, I am very glad to make my report at the conclusion of that when we come back into general session, because my report will be a little lengthy. You want to go ahead and move forward? Okay.
Please.
Okay, very good. That's fine. Very good. No problem whatsoever. If I may then, I'd like to start my remarks with an introduction tonight. Joining us over here at the dais is Miss Jennifer Edwards. Jennifer joined us last month and has hit the ground running. She has responsibility for our financial operations and also our HR operations, and she's very knowledgeable in both of these areas. She comes to us from the town of Winnsboro, and so long distinguished career there in Winnsboro. Had an opportunity to talk with folks that she worked with over there, and they sang her praises, and we're not very happy that we were able to attract her to come over to Blythewood. But Jennifer, welcome. We are very, very glad to have you on board. And you will start to see more of Jennifer. She'll be involved in our financial reports as we move forward. I'll be providing a little bit of that information this evening, but as we, again, get our feet on the ground, she'll be on board with us, and we'll start making those reports to you and providing some additional reporting that you have not seen previously. So I think you'll be pleased to see that moving forward. Jennifer, any comments that you would like to make as you come on board? You're certainly welcome to do so.
I'm glad to be here, and I look forward to seeing how things go.
Very good. So again, Mayor and Council, Ms. Jennifer Edwards. Glad to have her on board. At our last meeting, I talked with you a bit about possibly doing a workshop regarding manor fees and policies and procedures here at the manor. Had an opportunity to look at some scheduling. As you know, as we try to meet, we're often looking at the schedule of this facility. And so as we come in tonight, I wanted just to offer as a possibility to you, for you to look at your calendars and see if this would work for you. But September the 8th on a Monday evening at the time of your choosing, it is an evening that the facility is available for us. Again, we can do that any other time, but I did want to offer that as a time that we have some availability to host us here. And just kind of wanted to get a quick feedback of whether that's doable, or do you think are we at the right point to do that? Do we need to postpone that a little bit farther as we gain additional information? I just want to know the desire of council.
Would that be regular time at 6 o'clock?
Probably, if 6 works. I think sometimes you do workshops starting at 5:30, but whatever you would choose to do, but certainly we could start at 6. Workshop setting on this, I'm suspecting that we're probably talking 2 hours, I would suspect, as we kind of work through that. But again, it's your schedule and at your discretion, so I just wanted to offer that as a possibility.
That date works for me. I don't know about other council members.
I guess, Mayor, obviously, just, would that work for you?
That's fine.
As well. Is there anyone who could not do that evening?
Mr. Triggers, that works for me, but I would request the 5:30 start.
Absolutely, we can certainly do that. Is that workable for everyone? If that is, then we'll go ahead and firm up for 5:30 on Monday, September the 8th. And the purpose will be a workshop working with recommended fees regarding facilities here in operations from a policy and procedure perspective. Very, very good. We'll get that scheduled. Thank you. Also at our last meeting, I shared with you some information concerning an internet update. We had an outage here at the manor for a considerable period of time. We were able to get an independent contractor to come in. We're able to get that system back up and running, but I will tell you it is limping. It is not reliable, and I am very, very concerned that we could have an outage again at any time. The cable, the fiber that we have installed is not adequate to our needs, and our needs are growing. And so part of our adding additional cameras here in the park, that's one of the primary areas, but just the bandwidth that is required now for just general internet operations, we're not getting out of that fiber what we need. I wanted to make you aware that I have been working with a vendor that made the emergency repairs for us, but was also a vendor of choice recommended to us by our technology partners, Asset Technology Group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Asset Technology Group. They've worked very closely with these folks. So when they came in and made the repairs, it was pretty seamless for us. Things got up and running. I've investigated what the cost would be associated with replacing that fiber. And so in general terms, We have access in the fiber today to 2 pair of strands. And so that's all we have. And while it carries a substantial amount of data, when you put video on that, it is just overwhelmed that system. We have the ability to pull that fiber out, completely remove it from the trench that it's in, replace the connections for that, and put in 12 fiber optic lines. So again, 1 line, 12 strands. That gives us more capacity than we need today. It would give us capacity moving forward. The cost for that is in the range of about $12,000 to $13,000. It's going to require some coordination with our security camera vendor. And so what I would like to ask council's consideration is to allow me to transfer from our contingency line item in our budget $15,000 to technology to allow me to have that fiber optic cable replaced. And if I'm not sure how you handle that procedurally in the past, whether or not if there's not an objection, then the administrator may have the authority to do that. In some cases, it requires a motion to do that. Again, I'm just not familiar with your past practice. But we do not have those funds in technology line item today, but we certainly have the funds available to us. But I think it's going to take us about $15,000 to make this repair, to make this change out.
How long will it take?
So,
It's a week's worth of work, and the vendor would need to order the fiber, and he said that typically can take 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm thinking that we can have this completed in the next 30 days.
So what happens when they're doing that? Does it take us down or?
It'll take us down temporarily because, again, we will be completely removing that line. And so we're going to have to, the staff that's here that needs internet access, we're going to need to move those folks up to town hall so that they can use internet from there or from some other resource. But in that time window, and we'd want to plan this accordingly, we would not have ability to use our video system that's here, and we would not have access to our cameras during that period that the cable is actually, the existing one is removed and the new one is put in. All of that doesn't take the whole week. There's going to be prep work that has to happen, but I would suspect we could be down for 2 to 3 days while that happens. But we'll just have to have temporary measures in place for us to get by during that small window.
Are you talking 12 strands or 12 pair?
Well, I'm not that familiar with fiber. It's described to me as 12 pair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, okay. Good.
That's my knowledge of fiber is that you put a light on one end, it needs to shine on the other end, and a whole lot of data can run through that. But I'm not as familiar with that terminology as other. But it's a 12 pair.
So, Mr. Drigger, so that we stay in line to pass practices so that everybody see it. We did receive that email from that vendor. Let's make sure that council sees that full email
Absolutely.
As soon as possible.
Absolutely.
And then what we can do, once council sees that and has the ability to ask questions on that, we can simply get back together and do it the right way and move the money correctly.
Okay.
And we've always done that with a budget amendment.
Yes, that's what we'll do.
Very good. All right.
My question would be, do you think, what about our procurement policy?
Technology is exempt,
Exempt, okay.
from the procurement policy, and again, I think I've talked about that before. I think that's an appropriate exemption to normal procurement.
to keep from calling a special call meeting, will the 8th work? Could we put that on
We
for the
could.
workshop?
I think
when we're
so.
all together?
We can do that.
So, very good. All right, so I'll move forward with that and the information. And I just received it this morning. It really is why it didn't make it to the agenda. It literally came through about 8:30 this morning. On our July 31st budget, we'll be forwarding this to you as well, but I wanted you to be aware for the month of July, the first month in our financial fiscal year, revenues of $375,083, expenditures of $277,344, with a net income of $97,739 for the month of July. Again, that full report will be coming your way. We had hoped to have that for you this evening, but we discovered that the format of that report is different than what you have seen before. But I actually think that you'll like it better. But I want to put a narrative with it so that I can explain what you're seeing and the difference that's there. For the month of July, it's a little bit misleading simply because one part of the report shows month and the other part of the report is year to date. And so obviously the first month of the year, those are exactly the same numbers. And if you're not familiar with that, it just looks incorrect, but it's not. And I want to provide some narrative and get that out to you. But our financial position, starting the new fiscal year with a good net position, $97,739. So felt really good about that. We were awaiting the certified results of our special election. Those did not arrive to us. We are aware of the results of the referendum, but we do not have the certified numbers from the election office at this point. It's important for us to get that because it needs to be put into the record of the town, into our minutes. And so I'm going to hold that until they're actually received. And I certainly hope by the next time we meet that we've now received that from the elections office and we can receive that into our official records. No action would be required of council. We just need to get it into our record. And then, of course, we have completed candidate filing and it has closed for our general election in November. And so we do have another election that will be taking place here in the community to elect two town council seats. I also want to make you aware that we believe this will be coming on your September agenda, or at least discussion on that at that point. We are at that point that we need to do an amendment to our business license ordinance, and that is to update our class schedule. Periodically, we have to update the class schedule. It's about every 2 years. Ms. Durst has been working very, very closely with the folks at the Municipal Association who assist us with that. She's been doing great work with that, has that ready for us. But one of the things that I would like to do as well is that anytime you have a change or an update in your class schedule, there's impact to local businesses. And so when that happens, you can have a business that their revenue may stay exactly the same, but their license fee may increase, while others it could decrease. And so what I want to do is I want to run a few examples of some of our local businesses, not by name, but by types of businesses, so that you have some example of where the impact could be for this. Now, I have to be very honest to say that we don't really have a lot of choice in approving the update to the class schedule because it's what makes us legal. It's a uniform class schedule that is used across the entire country, and everyone will be doing the exact same updates. But if you get a call from a constituent, a local business that says, hey, now, I suspect you won't get a call if someone's went down, but you may get a call if someone's has increased. And if you do get that call, I want you to be aware. I think it will be minimal, the number of businesses that are impacted. I think the financial impact will be very, very small, but full disclosure, I want folks to know what could happen with that. And so we'll be working on that as we get ready to bring that forward. But Sharon, thank you very, very much for your work on this. it's not easy work, and you've done a wonderful job in getting us to this point. So thank you very much for that.
And on business licenses, are we tracking the success of the third party?
Tracking the success. I want to make sure I understand the question. Do we believe that they are capturing? Sharon, I'm going to kind of defer to you because you work most closely with them.
They have captured a lot, especially with the contractors that work overnight on the weekends. They have captured a lot of them. A lot of the contractors that work with the schools, they've captured a lot. So they have done well.
Okay, great. When they came and pitched to us, they said there was a quarterly report that they could run on their end to let us know the effectiveness that they've had. If we could check into that, I think that would be very helpful for us to know.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Okay,
we can do that. Yeah, quarterly, monthly, however that's brought to us, we can certainly show the businesses that are being identified. We have to be careful that this can't be a public report because
Correct.
it gives the name of the business
And the revenue.
and it gives the revenue and it gives the fee.
Sure.
And so that's not, we're forbid by statute, by state statute, from disclosing that. And so we may have to redact
Well, I would
some
just
of
like the
that.
recap,
Yeah, and-
37 businesses at X
And
number.
that may be is that maybe we take the detailed report and we break that down to a summary report so that we have that can be disclosed.
Yeah, great, thank you.
Absolutely. Mayor and Council, that's the only information that I have to share with you this evening. Certainly available to answer any questions that you may have at this point.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions for our interim administrator? All right, thank you, council. Hearing none, we move on to item I, approval of the minutes from Town Council regular July 28th meeting. I'll be looking for a motion to approve minutes as presented.
I make the motion to approve.
Thank you, ma'am. Motion made by Ms. Page to approve. Looking for a second. Second made by Mayor Pro Tem Brock. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Ayes have it. Thank you. At this time, I'll be looking for a motion to move to executive session per the South Carolina Code 30-4-70. One item up for discussion. Item A, discussion of personnel matters regarding manor operations.
So moved.
Motion made. Looking for a second. Second made. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? Ayes have it. Move to executive session. I'll be looking for a motion to reconvene at 6:46 to regular session.
So move.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. We're back in open session. Council, were there any motions, recommendation for vote following executive session? Hearing none, thank you. Next item on the agenda is a presentation for Miss Blythewood. Hey. That's the good part, where we get to celebrate something good going on in this community. If you approach the podium, ma'am. Yes. Council, it is my honor to present to you Miss Blythewood, Miss Carlisle Cooper, who will be serving as our Miss Blythewood in the South Carolina, Miss South Carolina competition coming up. So I want to read something to you, then we're going to present, and then we want to hear from you, all the good things that you have going on. Ms. Carlisle Cooper is an honor graduate from Blythewood High School in the University of South Carolina, where she's earned dual bachelor's degree in psychology and criminal justice, and where she went on to complete a master's of science in justice, law, criminology at American University, and is currently a second-year law student at Northeastern University School of Law, pursuing her calling to become a criminal defense attorney. And whereas deeply committed to empowering young women, Ms. Cooper founded Be Bold, Be Brave program, which mentors middle school girls identified as bullies by helping them build conflict resolution skills, confidence, and leadership. And though pageantry, she has amplified this mission, earned the title Miss District of Columbia in 2019, and Miss South Carolina High School America 2015, and has built a legacy of service that inspires others. Whereas today, Ms. Cooper proudly represents her hometown as Miss Blythewood USA 2025, and will be competing this month for Miss South Carolina, carrying with her the encouragement and support of the Blythewood community. Now, therefore, I, Sloan J. Griffin, Mayor of the town of Blythewood, together with Blythewood Town Council, do hereby recognize and commend Ms. Carlisle Cooper for her academic excellence, leadership, mentorship, and exemplary representation of the town of Blythewood, and we extend our best wishes for success as she competes for the title of Miss South Carolina. Now I have to present these to you, and then we're going to take a picture as a group. I ask council to join me up front. you so much. Next item on the agenda is open citizens comment. We have one. Ms. Childs, if you please approach the mic.
We posted both those events in Blythewood for the last 16 years, and this is the first year we actually submitted two different HTACs because they are two separate events, even though they run throughout the same week, two separate fields and everything. But somehow our open pro-am application didn't make it to the HTACs stat when you guys voted on it. So we sent it in on February 14th at like 1:45 p.m. Sent emails following up about both applications, if they're good, and then I would get back. Council's still working on it, and I made phone calls, are both applications passed? And they said, well, I believe all applications have passed. Well, then when it came to the tournament, which was 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks before that, I was like, well, are we good? Like, can we get our checks? And they went to go do both checks, and they noticed that only one application had made it to the final. So I'm asking if you could approve the pro-am application for $7,500 since it's the first year of us applying for the HTACs for that event. I don't know how I can make it in the file. I mean, I have emails that it was sent, and I always copy myself on the important ones so I know it went through. So I don't know if I sent it like 2 minutes after I sent the open ones, maybe it accidentally thought it was a duplicate or something. I really don't know what happened. So I was just asking if you guys would approve the $7,500 that we were under the assumption that we were receiving this whole time up until 2 weeks before. And Mr. Driggers suggested that I come here tonight and speak with you as long as so that Mayor Sloan.
So what we'll have to do, and I appreciate you coming to let council know that, we'll have to do some internal research, see where some of those barriers broke down at internally through that process, and then we'll have to make that determination from an administrative standpoint on how to move. So now that you made that known to both me and the interim administrator, and council, we'll look back at that over the next coming days as Mr. Drigger's just getting back off of vacation, and I hit him hard this morning. So we got some things, and we're going to add that to our list. As I told you that day, we'll look into it and figure out what we need to do. So we'll try to do that and hopefully get something in by that September 8th. So if we need to vote, we can do that at that time.
Okay. Do you need anything from me, or you have questions?
Just some clarification, but for the tournament, you were awarded 5 because it's not the first year of the tournament. For the Pro-Am, you requested 75. Not that it was the first year for the Pro-Am, but it was the first year you denoted it as a separate event.
Yes, it's the first year we requested HTACs for the pro-am because both events are pro-am. They're two separate events, two separate fields, whole different,
Sure.
event and venue and schedule events and everything for each one.
And then a follow-up, after you turned in your applications, and clearly, I mean, I agree with the mayor, and I'm sure they'll dig into it, Mr. Driggers will help. Did your budget and spending reflect the $7,500 you thought you were getting?
Yes, we were anticipating it because I made numerous phone calls every time I wrote the whole application.
Okay, thank you.
You were told that you would be receiving
that all
those.
HTACs applications were approved. And I have an email here following up on both applications. Says, I hope you're having a great week. I was just following up on HVAC application for South Carolina Women's Open and South Carolina Women's Open Pro-Am. Is there a town council meeting I need to attend, or has everything been approved already? I've also attached my banner request, and that was sent on April 24th.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next on the agenda is, will any other citizen wish to speak? Always do that. All right, hearing none, we'll close open citizens comment. Next item on the agenda is boards and commissions update. First is Doco Meadows Park Foundation, Councilwoman Page. Thank you. Next item is Central Midlands Council of Government. I was just appointed as Vice Chair of the Urban Transportation Subcommittee, so we're gonna get to work on some of these projects. So, Councilman McKendrick, we're gonna tag team some of these penny tax through that. Now that I have a seat on that committee, that's it. And to Councilman McKendrick for the penny tax.
Obviously, lots of road construction going on, most of it in the evenings. Not quick enough for anybody, but nothing new to report there.
Thank you, sir. Any questions from council on any boards or committees? Thank you. Hearing none, I'll be looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made, motion second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor,